She lives in a small house beside the sea, surrounded by flowers, that Lupine Lady. She's little and old, but it wasn't always so, for she's my great aunt, and that's how I know. Once upon a time, she was a young girl. Her name was Alice, and the sea was her world. She'd watch the big ships, her eyes full of wonder. Her grandfather had come on one of them when he was much younger. Now he was an artist with a shop in his home. He made figureheads for ships, carving wood on his own. He also painted pictures of places that surprise. And when he was busy, Alice helped him put in the skies. In the evenings, he would tell Alice stories of faraway countries. Alice told him she would travel there and then come home to live by the sea. That's all very well, he said, but there's a third thing you must do. You must do something to make the world more beautiful. All right, said Alice, but she didn't know what that could be. So Alice grew up, and she moved away to a city far from the sea. But there she worked in a magical place, at a library. Dusting and sorting and finding, she helped one and all. And they called her Miss Rumphius now. She often went to the conservatory inside the park. The warm air and smell of jasmine lit up a spark of a dream she had been feeling for a long while, to travel to a real tropical isle. So Miss Rumphius went to an island with beaches and shells to spare. She met Baba Raja, the king of the village, who welcomed her there. He gave her coconut water to drink, and their friendship did start. And when she left, they both said, "You will always remain in my heart." Miss Rumphius crossed deserts and jungles and climbed mountains so vast. And everywhere she went, she made friendships that would last. And when she heard her back on a camel, she was done with her journey, and she knew it was time to find her place by the sea. From the porch of her house, she would watch the sun rise on the sea. She planted a little garden and was almost perfectly happy. But there was still something she had to do, she knew. She had to do something to make the world more beautiful, but she thought the world was already pretty nice, so what else could she do? The next spring, Miss Rumphius's back caused her great pain, so she stayed in bed most of the day. But the flowers she had planted bloomed and made her pain fade away. These flowers were lupins in blue, purple, and rose shades. When summer came, she wanted to plant many more seeds. But while she was unwell, it was not to be. Finally that spring, Miss Rumphius was feeling well, and so she took a walk up the hill. And she saw a sight that gave her quite a thrill. A huge patch of lupins was just up ahead. The wind and birds had helped the seeds spread, and that's when a wonderful idea stirred in her head. She bought the best lupin seeds that money could buy. In pockets full of seeds, she sowed lupins low and high. She scattered them on highways, fields, and country lanes, around the schoolhouse, the church, and all over the place. She found that her back didn't cause her any trouble, but she was called that crazy old lady by some of the people. The next spring, lupins bloomed everywhere you could see. The village was surrounded in shades of beauty. Flowers bloomed on highways, fields, and country lanes, around the schoolhouse, the church, and all over the place. Now Miss Rumphius had done the third, most difficult thing of all. She had made the world more beautiful. My great aunt Alice is now called the Lupine Lady. My friends and I stand outside her gate, hoping we will see the old woman who planted the fields of lupins. And when she sees us, she invites us in. Then she tells us stories of faraway countries. I tell her I will travel there, and then come home to live by the sea. That's all very well, little Alice, she says, but there's a third thing you must do. You must do something to make the world more beautiful. All right, I say. But I do not know yet what that can be.